What is up, guys? So I've got a Dogmatika Traptrix deck profile for you here today. So this deck is really good. The synergy between the two archetypes is lovely to have, and it's a nice grind control archetype to try. That's a bit different from the meta, but still strong enough to stand toe-to-toe with most of the decks, in my opinion. But let's start off with the Dogmatika engine. So Dogmatika engine is a really small and streamlined one. So we're going to be playing 3 Ecclesia, 1 Maximus, 1 Fleur de Lis, standard ratios, and it's just nice to have. This one of the strengths, I think, of the Dogmatika pack is just how many pluses you get, because you're going to use your, well, this is assuming you have your Nadir, but you're going to use your Nadir. Nadir's going to pop a card and then search for you, so it's going to basically plus you one. Then you're going to get Ecclesia, which is going to summon itself and then search, which is going to plus again. Then you're going to get Maximus, which is going to summon itself and then potentially pop a card and search in the end phase, which is going to plus again. I mean, the amount of pluses you get off that is just insane, and it's basically for free if you're any deck that can put an extra deck monster on the field. So I think just the combination of all of that really makes it worth running this package if you can ever run it. And I think in Traptrix especially, it adds a lot of speed to this deck. And one of the main weaknesses of Traptrix is that they haven't got good board presence and they haven't got a lot of speed, but this adds that to it because they just get so many pluses and they get so far ahead when resolving Nadir or resolving Ecclesia. So yeah, definitely want to play that package in this deck. But moving on to our Traptrix card, we've got 3 Momelo, 3 Dionea, 3 Momelo, 3 Dionea, 1 Genesia, and 1 Mantis. So Momelo is really the main normal summon you want to have, because she's going to search a Traptrix for you. She's also got a nice special summon effect to pop a spell or trap, which is not once per turn, so that's going to be a nice effect to summon her off Genesia or Dionea. Dionea is a really good card as well. She's going to special summon a Traptrix from your graveyard, so she facilitates your Utopia double plays, and she also allows you to recycle your spells and traps if you need to. But yeah, what's really nice is because obviously you can use your Dionea to summon your Momelo, pop a spell or trap, then OTK your opponent, which is going to be amazing. We play the 1 Mantis. Mantis is probably the worst one. She's just nice because she can search your Momelo or search your Dionea if you need to, but to be honest, I don't want to see her in my hand most of the time. We play the 1 Genesia. Her only thing is just because obviously she recycles your trap holes, so basically she can plus you 1 because you're going to get to put 2 trap holes on your field for the price of 1 card. So that's why you play the 1 Genesia. But yeah, it is still a good card to have in your deck. But yeah, moving on from that, we have the 3 Ash Blossom, obviously for negating cards. No Call by the Grave anymore. There's 1 Call by the Grave, but yeah, so this is going to be a lot stronger, this format, in my opinion. We've got the 3 Disciple of the Nadir, which we already talked about. Really good card to have. And then Talent. So Talent's obviously in a deck like this, especially because I'm not playing Extravagance, because in my opinion Extravagance does conflict a bit with the extra deck. You're quite reliant, both Traptrix and Dogmatika are a little bit reliant on the extra deck, so I don't really want to run Extrav in this build. And the 3 Tactical Talents gives me an alternate way to draw cards. It also gives me a sort of out to things like Dragoon, for example, because I can just take control of it on my opponent's turn, which is really nice. Then we got the 1 Call by the Grave because it's a good card. Why not play it at 1? 1 Double or Nothing for facilitating OTKs with Utopia double. Then we play the 2 Infinite Impermanence, just as kind of generic hand traps to have in your deck. I had 2 extra slots and I thought, why not put this card in there, because it's definitely going to deal with a lot of things like Verte when people try and bring out Dragoon, or deal with their opponent's Ecclesia if they're trying to kind of do their Dogmatika combo. Then I play 1 Dogmatika Encounter. I really like this card just because it's great to bring back Maximus, or great to bring back an Ecclesia if they haven't managed to resolve the first time, and just kind of get those 3 pluses. And again, the Dogmatika engine just pluses so much that I think it's worth kind of leaning into it a bit more, especially in this deck, because you activate the Dogmatika Encounter and your Traptrix Sarah is going to get her effect as well, which is amazing. But yeah, moving on, we play 1 Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare just because it's a trap hole. I don't actually like this card, but I just need an alternate name for Genesia's effect, which is why I'm playing 3 different types of trap hole. Play 3 Gravedigger's trap hole. This card, on the other hand, is insane. Negates an effect in the hand or graveyard, and it burns your opponent. I mean, this card is just so insane, and it's just so good for Traptrix. Even if you're not playing Traptrix, just a really good card. Then we've got the 2 Floodgate trap holes. This is probably the 2nd best trap hole in my opinion, just because its ability to change a monster to face down position really can, I mean, it can out virtually any monster. And then on top of that, also that monster is locked into the face down defense position, which means it basically removes it as a threat from the opponent's board. And it means it can deal with monsters that can't be targeted or destroyed, which is also going to be great. But yeah, moving on. Dragma Punishment, we're going to be playing 2 of that card, obviously, because it's just going to pop threats on the board for us, and it's also going to generate searches if we use things like Fallen of Albaz. Then we've got a free Shadebringer Dean, because it's a good card, and comboing this with any Traptrix basically gets you an instant rank 4, which is going to be lovely. And then we've got the 1 Shadow Rook. So I played the little Shadow package in this deck just because it's nice to get a window on my opponent's turn and lock them into 1 summon. Moving on to the extra deck, we play a 3 Serra. Serra's a really good link monster. Her main disadvantage obviously being her very, very low attack at 800, but she generates huge amounts of pluses and she's very easy to bring out in this deck. We always like link ones. When decks get link ones, the amount of power it gives them is insane, especially if it's a link one that generates pluses. I mean, it's just really crazy, and Serra is no exception to that rule. Got the Utopia double and the Utopia obviously for OTKing our opponent. 2 Reflatia. This is basically another trap hole on your field, which is going to be really, really nice. 1 Dweller because it beats every deck in the format at the moment. Omega just as a random spot in the extra deck, to be honest. He's nice for recycling cards potentially that you might need to recycle. 2 Elder Entity Natis for the pops. Got a lot of different ways to send cards from the extra deck, so Elder Entity is going to be a great card to see and have in your deck. And then you've got the Winder and Apcoloni to go with your Maximus. So obviously what you're going to be doing, in case you're not aware, is you're going to be sending Apcoloni to the graveyard. Apcoloni is going to add your Rook to your hand, and then from there you get, it's going to add a Rook from your hand, and then you get to discard a card, and then from there you can go into your Winder. Then moving on, we play the 2 Bastard the Ashen Dragon. Bastard the Ashen Dragon is a really, really good card just because it gives you that search in the end phase. I mean, no one ever really summons him. I don't think I've seen any deck take advantage of his summoning condition, but he is nice obviously for giving you that summon in your end phase with Dogmatika. But yes guys, that is my Traptrix Dogmatika build. And then, oh sorry, moving on to the side deck, 3 Judgment for games 2 and 3 when your opponent starts siding in all of the blowout cards. 3 Summon Limit because it does stun a lot of decks at the moment, and it's really good because this deck doesn't really need to summon more than once or twice per turn, and it will be doing it on your opponent's turn as well, so you can really get around this card as a problem. 3 Evenly Matched for Demon Revolver back row deck. 3 Mystic Mine because this deck plays amazingly under Mystic Mine as a control deck, and 3 Nibiru because it beats combos. So guys, if you've enjoyed that deck profile, make sure to leave me a like, comment and subscribe, and stay tuned on my channel. I've got plenty more coming soon. I will talk to you all later. Peace.